Welcome to our channel today, where we're going to discuss one of our afternoon trades that we took in the Euro Swiss franc. And we actually placed the trade what would be on a Tuesday night, but in our broker's time, it would have been 1:51 a.m. Let me show you what this looks like and what the setup was, that we actually went for a pretty good one-to-one trade, which means we were risking about $500 and we made $500 on that particular trade. So let's go look at the setup. So on this particular trade for the afternoon, we use what's called the big 2x4 trade, where we actually use 5 charts, but we're using 4 core charts with our core indicators, primarily the thin orange, majors, and pressure line. And then our entry target or entry chart would be on an hour. This webinar is from 4 p.m. Mountain Time to approximately 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's where we look for overnight trades, trades that go into the next day. A lot of the time, some close within a couple of hours, some a number of hours. And on this particular trade, you can see the Euro Swiss franc has been primarily in this downward slope. But with our indicators, you can see as it starts to build up momentum, these smaller charts start to rise up, and you can see our values in our thin orange on our day chart. And you'll notice that it's starting to get below zero, or it was below zero. And you see that our majors are heading up and our thin orange is starting to point up. Now with our green pressure on top and with divergence across the board with our green indicator on pressure pulling away from our red, that gives us a good clue that this market is ready to come back up for a gain. And we follow that up with 2 more points with our thin oranges or our extra point with our majors. So what we're primarily looking for is 2 on each of our 4 charts to give us an indication that it's going to continue up, and then we enter in on a 1-hour chart using levels. So in this particular case, we took it right at or right before 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can see we had a really good entry over here with our clean pressure chart, as we have a point here pointing up, point here pointing up, and a point here. Now we only need 2, but we have 3 there. On this chart, the 4-hour chart, we do have 2 points, as that is diverging away, meaning green is pulling away from red. Our majors are up. 8-hour, all 3 in agreement. And again, on our day chart, you can see it's starting to come up with the thin orange up, majors up, and again, green pressure pulling away from red. We entered that trade shortly before that time, and we actually used an hour chart to look at the bottom of the market. And we use that as our target, as a protection for our trade. So as you see, we went and won about 30 or 300 points. And what we did is we put our stop loss outside this bottom range to protect us, which would come in handy as we get a little farther along in this trade. So as we entered the trade, it goes very, very sideways for many hours, which is okay because in the evening, that's normally happen with low volume. So you can see it's just kind of going sideways. Now about 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6:30 to be exact, there's usually financial news in the world of trading. And what you'll see on this next candle is this giant spike down before it goes up again. Just like that. You'll notice that that price spun down so fast and bounced right off of our bottom level, which is why we put our stop loss where we did. Now, in this case, we opted for a buy, and because now we're breaking outside of this sideways market on this next candle, you'll notice that this has a really easy time getting to our one-to-one trade, as it does just a few short hours later. So in that particular case, our stop loss held up like a champion. And once that broke out of that sideways consolidation, we were in great position, woke up, earned a $500 in our sleep and had a really good day. So again, thank you for joining me on talking about one of our trades that we took that night. We did take another one as well on the Aussie Swiss franc, but you can see we actually went for what's called a 2-to-1 ratio, where we are risking about 500 on that trade and made just a little bit less than half on that trade, thanks to paying for our commissions, which is part of trading. But it was a good night overall. Again, $752. And we didn't have to babysit or watch it, as we just went to sleep, woke up, and saw the profitability. So again, thank you for joining me for this webinar. Continue to like and follow and look into it. If this is something you want to learn how to do, contact the person who shared this video with you, and let's get you started. Thank you.